We are investigating the possibility of living with pre-loved hot hatches that are now available for the price of a Toyota Vios. In the previous episode, we highlighted three possible options: the Volkswagen Polo GTI, the Peugeot 208 GTI, and the Ford Fiesta ST. We gave a basic overview of them and detailed the kind of kit these cars have to offer. These cars don't seem to have any successes in the Malaysian market, and two of these are the last manual-only performance cars available in Malaysia. Is it worth taking a risk on them, or will you be biting off more than you can chew? Let's find out in this episode of Route Hunters. We check out these three high-mileage performance cars with the help of My2Car, your trusted and transparent online car selling platform. My2Car is the easiest way for you to sell your pre-loved cars fast, safe and easy. We haul all three cars to My2Car to get a proper report on their fitness and to get some pointers from the My2Car team on how to evaluate these cars. Based on their advice, we have listed a series of checkpoints you have to do when buying a pre-loved car. The first thing to look for is the underbody noise from the chassis. After 100,000 kilometers, everything from dampers, suspension arm and engine mounts will be worn. Telltale signs will include knocking sound when driving on rough surface or when you're on and off the throttle. Here's the list of parts you will need to change and how much they would cost. You can save a heap by opting to buy from independent parts specialists. You can head over to our website where we have compared the parts price between each car from the official service center and independent dealers. We have also compared them with parts price of brand new cars to show the difference in expenditure between pre-loved hatches and brand new cars. All three cars have very robust engine and gearboxes with no major issues. And the force induction components of these cars are pretty fault-free, with some hitting 180,000 kilometers with zero issues. The Polo TSI units works well with the DSG gearbox. However, this engine and gearbox has a strict tolerance margin. Be aware of it if you intend to boost it up or perform any form of drivetrain modifications. The Peugeot THP 200 engine is far more reliable than the rest of the THP engines of that period. The only two recall issues for this car was for the fuel pumps and the air conditioning compressors. Even if you were to buy a 208 GTI outside its warranty period, the manufacturer has to honor the recall and replace those parts for you. The Ford Fiesta by far has the least issues here, although we heard a couple of owners citing that there's a tendency of engine knock causing damage to the cylinder heads on high throttle loads. This is just hearsay. So far we have no record of these incidents. Since the Fiesta ST was sold in the smallest number out of these three hatches, it's hard to verify this. The manual car's clutches can last beyond 130,000 kilometers with careful usage. Abuse the clutch though and they won't last beyond 70,000 kilometers, and that's a 4-digit fix. With 6 digits of mileage and almost 5 years of ownership, chances are you would have collected a scratch or a dent here and there. Finding an accident-free car is almost impossible. What you need to check is if the car has been repaired properly. Simple things like panel gap alignment, boot and bonnet closing are telltale signs if the car has undergone accident repairs. My2Car will not mark down a car that has suffered a small fender bender, but a major repair will score you lower points. Other things My2Car marks down for resale value include a faulty air conditioning system, melted trim pieces and a noisy engine. Compared to the B segment cars, the service costs of these hot hatches are higher if you were to do it from the service center. However, if you were to service them from independent specialists, you can save a lot. In fact, it can work out to be cheaper than some of the newer B and C segment cars. Most of these cars are done with their warranties. Only the 208 GTI was offered a 2-year extended manufacturer's warranty. Other running costs would be the tires, batteries, road tax and insurance. Since these cars have a displacement of 1.6 litres and below, they cost 90 ringgit or less per annum in road tax. You can still finance these cars, but for a tenure of 7 years or less. Overall, the running cost and repayment works out to be slightly higher than the B segment cars, borderlining C segment Japanese sedans. Plus, you have no backup in terms of a warranty, or if you do, it's for a year or two tops. Find out more on the annual running costs on our written article via the link in the description. If you can afford a C-segment Japanese sedan, you can easily afford these pre-loved hatches. But it's a stretch for those who are in the B-segment bracket though. Overall, these are reliable machines and are incredibly fun behind the wheel. Plus, you can get plenty of spares to keep them running. But is it really worth the push? We answer that question next with the final installment of the 3-part series when we hit the track with Karamjit Singh.